Sup, welcome to this little video. I had an idea for a little fun one today. So today we're going to be taking a look at some records I picked up blindly. So blind buys is something I like to do every once in a while. Because I think back to Deceased Supernatural Addiction. Picked that up blindly. Just because it just got reissued and I wanted to make sure I got a copy. And I liked some of Deceased's other albums, so I just bought it. It wasn't what I expected to get. It was very different from the Corpse era Deceased. I love that album and it feels so much more special to me because I think that's because I first heard it on vinyl. This is something I especially want to do for some of those 80s albums because they were meant to be heard on vinyl. That's how people heard them back in the day, was first time on vinyl. So I feel like you're kind of listening to it how it was meant to be for the first time, and also as such you give it more of a fair shake when you've already plug your money in. Kind of like a blessing and a curse to be able to check out as many bands as you like, just on listening to it on YouTube or Spotify, whatever. Because you can just if you don't like it, then you can easily just switch to another band. When you bought it with your actual money, you're actually more open-minded and you're ready to kind of give the album a fair chance and actually listen to it. So yeah, that's what I mainly plan on doing, is picking up some stuff that's in my wheelhouse, some classic heavy metal or thrash or something from the 80s. I'm not gonna buy the new fucking Korn album and expect to like it. No dumb shit. Anyway, so the first one I picked up, I believe it's a bit of a blur because I did buy some of these a while ago. But I think this is the first one I picked up according to the timeline. And it is Sadistic Intent with Ancient Black Earth. Sadistic Intent is kind of a recent turnaround for me. And I've just been all over them as soon as I fucking discovered them. If you don't know Sadistic Intent, close out this dumbass fucking video and go and listen to fucking Ancient Black Earth. Or if you like more of a raw fucking sound, go check out Resurrection by them. My fucking favorite fucking release by them. But this one, it's giving it a run for its money, man. I fucking love this EP. This is a daily goddamn spin. Yeah, look at that fucking artwork. Looks like an ancient fucking piece. I really like this shit. So Sadistic Intent is a death metal band that came out of the late 80s, kind of 87 I think they started. So they come from the first generation of things, but they did progress a little bit with the style, but they still have that pinch of fucking thrash in there, which I love. But the main thing about them is that they just have this fucking sinister, dark atmosphere, completely fucking unmatched, and Resurrection is definitely the pinnacle of that. So this one has a more polished sound. Those triggers on the drums, pretty good sounding triggers. I really like the sharp sound, and the main thing about it is that it doesn't take away from that dark, sinister atmosphere which they managed to create with a more raw production. It's still here. It's just a little bit of a different flavor of it. I would be lying if I said that it sounded perfect. I think I would probably like this a little bit more without the triggers on the drums. Doesn't ruin the experience at all. I mean the 3 songs on this EP is just fucking great. And then the cool thing about this release is that they've actually filled out the LP with some other things. So there's Eternal Darkness and Lurking Terror. And I forget which one, but I think it's Lurking Terror. Lurking Terror, that's on the Impending Doom EP. And Eternal Darkness is, I think, off of Conflict Within. I forget, I'm not too familiar with those. I know Resurrection really well and this one really well. But it is some different recordings which they did back in the late 90s, and they never ended up using them. They were unfinished, so Bay, he went in and did the vocals. So again, it's Lurking Terror but with Bay on vocals, and it's a different recording. So different versions of the song, and they sound fucking great. And then we got 3 cover songs in here. Return to the Eve by Celtic Frost, and Necrophiliac, of course, by the Mighty Slayer, and The Exorcist by Possessed with Jeff Becerra on guest vocals. But he doesn't sound anything like he did back in the day. I can't really decide whether I like his vocals or not on this. I think this was the first time he did vocals in a while. So yeah, I put this thing on the player and I fucking loved it right from the fucking first song. This is fucking addicting. I spend this fucking all the goddamn time. They're definitely worth the goddamn money. And this is on a gatefold. So we got a cool fucking picture of the band here on the inside. Very fucking cool. Oh shit, I almost knocked my phone down. The demo cover, I actually have a shirt of this, which I picked up as well. And then we have a sketch for the album cover, and then how it came together, and a little bit of a background story about some of the unreleased songs and the demo songs, like the origin story and whatnot. Oh, and of course the lyrics with some more art on here. And then I got the marbled red one. Let me pull it all the way out. Looks pretty cool. Adds some nice like fucking contrast to the album cover. So yeah, Sadistic Intent, Ancient Black Earth. Fucking love this EP. And I pretty much love everything they have. Reawakening Horrid Thoughts was like a recent EP they did. I haven't heard that one. And of course they have lots of like splits, which I'm not too familiar with. But I guess there's loads of things to check out. They have no full lengths. They've been around since '87. They have no full length yet. But yeah, anyway, let's not ramble on too much about fucking shit that don't even matter. So yeah, Sadistic Intent, Ancient Black Earth. Alright, so next up we've got a heavy metal oldie here. It is Satan with Caught in the Act. You know, I'm a bit out of the loop on heavy metal. I only know the big names, and I just keep listening to Judas Priest over and over again. That's pretty much the extent of my heavy metal expertise. So I saw this video come up in my recommended with somebody showing some like lesser known great bands from like that new wave of British heavy metal era. I was like, okay, maybe I can get a little bit of education here. So I checked it out, and this was the first album he showed, and you know, I instantly like just fell in love with this cover. I really liked it. You know, I like the band logo. It's really cool, and the band name. I looked it up like on Metal Archives, just to see if this was their first album, and it was. And I happened to see the review score. It was like average score 98% or something like that. Or 97, I think it was. 10 plus reviews. I was like, okay, there's no way my post ass is not gonna fucking like this. I added it to the want list, so I waited until I could like buy it, along with something else I wanted. Anticipation was fucking high for this album. I couldn't wait to hear this. I got this thing and I put it on the player, and I was very disappointed. I listened to it like once, and then I put it off. A few hours later, I put it back on. Waited the next day, put it on again. And I was like, I just started liking it less and less. Then I gave it like a week's rest and put it on again. I was like, yeah, you know, this one is not growing on me. I kind of gave up at that point. It's like, I didn't like the vocals. The production was way too thin. And the songs were just, I don't know, they just didn't do it for me. You know, I guess the songs were okay, and with a better production, maybe it would have hit much better. I didn't think the songs sucked. It was just like, just okay. There's some highlights on this thing. I really like the intro Into the Fire. Really fucking dark and like ominous intro. Really makes you excited to hear the first song, but then first song comes in and it just doesn't really live up to that. Blades of Steel, it has some like kind of memorable hooks, but it doesn't really land for me. Broken Treaties, I think that song is fucking sucks. I'm sorry. And Break Free is actually a really great song. That's like the highlight of it. I really like the speed of it. But then, I mean, then we get like some long-winded instrumentals, and I'm just like bored. So yeah, real fucking shame. I really wanted to like this album. There's a rule around here: metal comes in and it doesn't go out. So you know, I'll put this thing back on the shelf, and maybe in a year or so, or maybe sometime in the future, I'll pick this one back off the shelf and put it on, and maybe I'll really like it. Your tastes kind of change over time. Please feel free to let me know in the comments if you really like this album. Put in the comments that, Coziness, you gotta put this thing back on the player, get that head out of your ass, and fucking clean out those ears. This thing is a fucking masterpiece if you think I'm wrong on this. Maybe Sam Walker can come in here and school me. Maybe you haven't heard this and you can check it out and then tell me what you think about it. But yeah, I didn't like it, so sad. Satan, Caught in the Act, in case you are curious to hear what it sounds like. Next up, we've got the mighty Priest. Judas Priest is the name. Invincible Shield, their latest full-length album. You best believe that I pre-ordered this thing. True Priest fan would. Anyone who comes over here saying that all the later Priest album sucks, I guarantee you they have not heard Firepower. Man, that album fucking rules. So yeah, I heard the first single, Panic Attack. I only heard it like once. I was just like, you know, it's okay. Then they released the second single, and I heard like the start of it, but I was like, you know what? I just want to hear it, the full thing when it comes out. I don't want to burn myself out and listen to too many of these singles they're releasing. I was a bit skeptical at first because I saw it was gonna be a double LP. So, you know, I was like, oh god, another hour-long project, you know. It had been like 6 years since Firepower came out today, you know. They had taken the time, you know. And, you know, Firepower is an incredible album. I like every song on that album. So I was like, you know what? Maybe they can do it again. I gotta say, initially, I was a bit disappointed with the album art. I'm not really a big fan of the whole fucking aesthetic of this album. You know, the back cover is pretty cool. I give this guy the shield and like give it a more dark color scheme. This would be a better cover. It has this like whole fucking Christian video game fucking battle righteous imagery thing going on. I don't know, not really a big fan, you know. Firepower was like so much more cool. We got that like fucking murderous fucking robot on the cover. You know, songs like Necromancer, Spectre, Flamethrower, you know, just, you know, man shit, you know. Like, look at this is this like fucking the new Uncharted? But yeah, let's go through the tracks. So obviously, the best song on this album, I don't think we need to discuss this. The best song on the album is, of course, Panic Attack. I think that song is even greater than some of the really great tracks on Firepower, which there are many of them. Rob Halford. No, I don't have a single problem with any of his vocals on this entire album. He just kills it. Still got those like fucking falsetto highs, which come out in full effect on Panic Attack. You know, it's just fucking great. You know, he's really just gotten, like, the more I go back and listen to the old albums and then go back to these, I just have to conclude that he's just gotten better over the years. I don't know how the hell he does it, but I love the fucking verse flow on this. The fucking chorus is just so fucking huge and epic. All the solos are fucking killer. The way the whole song is laid out is fucking great. And we get the Serpent and the King, you know, absolutely fucking nuts choruses on this song. And we got Invincible Shield. At first, I didn't really like this song. I was like, oh, god, man. 6 minute fucking song of this. It's not really worth to sit through 6 minutes, but it has kind of grown on me a little bit. It's just merely like an okay song. I like the kind of verses. They're kind of cool, but like the chorus is just I don't know, a little bit too cheesy. It doesn't really grab me. There's some cool like solos pasted throughout the song. Every song is like made with passion and care. Just sometimes it's a swing and a miss, and we'll get to that. Then we get Devil in Disguise song. I love the lyrics on this song. Like when he goes a deviant Pigsniffian. I don't know why, but that always just makes me laugh. I just never thought to hear Rob Halford singing Pigsniffian, but he does on this album. I just love the lyrics are really creative on this song. And we had Gates of Hell. I mean, there's a great build up and a great fucking catchy chorus with Rob Halford singing it. And you know, I can't help but love it. Side A is pretty good. There's that one stinker, Invisible Shield, which is, I guess, not the biggest stinker ever, but definitely not worth the 6 minute. But then we get disc 2, which opens up with Crown of fucking Horns. I'm thinking like, fuck yeah, Crown of Horns, you know, down with the devil. And then we just get the gayest fucking ballad ever. No, this song gotta go, man. I don't like this song at all. And it's even worse because it like opens up the second disc. What makes it even worse is that the next song is As God Is My Witness. Like, what the fuck is going on? We got like Down with the Devil and then Down with the G.O.D. all of a sudden. As God Is My Witness is a fucking great fucking track. Really fucking speedy, like very, I guess what you call speed metal. And you got Trial by Fire, really like the song as well. That was one of the singles I heard the first like intro riff to it. Really fucking great vocal performance again by Rob Halford on the chorus. Love the way he sings the song. Classic fucking Priest. And we got Escape from Reality, which is a bit of a strange song. I like this song, but it feels like it's missing something. Got some great moments to it, like the little fucking bass part when it like peeks through, and we get like this dirty fucking bass line was a bit of a welcome addition to it. And then the hook is pretty great, like agony, escape from reality brings you down. You know, pretty fucking cool hook on this thing. But it feels like it feels like there should be like a second line in the chorus instead of just it repeating. I don't know. And then we got like this bridge section where there's like some weird like dreamy vocal, like weird dreamy kind of effect put on Rob Halford's vocals as he's singing about psychedelic cases and whatnot. You know, pretty cool. Sons of Thunder. This song has grown on me a lot. At first I didn't like the song that much. And then Giants in the Sky is a really fucking strong closer on this one. And it's not like the typical soft, like kind of ballady, to be expected lengthy closer. It's got some of that in like the bridge section. I've been listening to it a couple times, and that's just how I'm listening to it now on standard, is I always skip Invincible, Shield, and Crown of Thorns, and then I think it's a pretty good song that like takes down the length a little bit, so it's like around that like 40-minute length, you know, and it's just like Judas Priest fucking kicking ass from start to finish, you know. Whereas I feel like Crown of Thorns feels like almost like they threw that in there because like, oh, they had to write a ballad, it had to have a ballad on there because it's just not as good as some of the other like ballad songs they have. It's just too soft, you know. It has no oomph to it, you know. Think about A Touch of Evil, you know. It is very soft, like ballad type song, but the riff is like, you know, it brings a little bit of contrast to it, like do 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 do. You know, there's some heaviness there. You know, overall I do like this album, but it's probably one of the worst ones. I actually do like this album better than Screaming for Vengeance. That album is like only like half of the songs on that album. What other classic album? British Steel. There's only like 2 or 3 songs on that album I like. I don't really like that album at all. Granted, it's been like years since I've heard it, so I might be wrong on that, but that's just how I remember it. Overall, a great fucking Priest record. Not even close to being as great as Firepower, but yeah, I do think that the hour-long album is a bit unnecessary, because that's like the one thing that's holding Firepower back for being a perfect record, I feel like. I do like every song on it, so it kind of pains me, but some songs that are not as strong as all the other ones, like Lone Wolf comes to mind, and Rising from Ruins. Rising from Ruins is a bit, that would also fix the pacing if you took that out, because it comes right after Never the Heroes, so there's like 2 ballads back to back, and it drags out the pacing a little bit. So if you remove those 2 songs and bring the length down a little bit, I think that would be just like a perfect fucking experience. And again here, check out 2 of those songs, and this is like a fucking great album. That's my thoughts on Judas Priest Invincible, Shield, and I do recommend it. Alright, next one is a bit of a heavy metal oldie again. I was actually buying from High Roller Records, my preferred fucking record store. Great fucking label and distro, you know, and it's placed in Europe. So yeah, anyway, I was buying Blood Feast Face Fade EP and Black Sabbath Mob Rules. Both of them must fucking own, I must say. So I was looking through their catalog, like stuff they put out, and this one, Warlord, Deliver Us, really caught my attention. There was just something about the cover here that just really grabbed me. I was like, okay, this looks like some old school fucking heavy metal here. Put up on Metal Archives, you know, and it was heavy metal from the 80s. Specifically from 83, so same year as Satan Caught in the Act, that's the name of it. I was really intrigued by this one. So I went out on a whim. I just had like a good feeling about this one. So I put it on, and I mean, just fucking instantly, this was like a triple fucking spin. Man, I fucking love, this is the kind of heavy metal that I love. Like Deliver Us from Evil, Winter Tears, you know. Oh man, just total fucking goosebumps. And like that part when he goes like, and now all that you have is gone, and that like sinister fucking heavy riff just like slowly creeps in. Oh man, just fucking perfection. And I mean, Winter Tears is just so beautiful, almost makes me fucking shed some Winter Tears myself. Child of the Damned, Penny for a Poor Man, Black Mass, Lucifer's Hammer, you know, fucking all of it just so great. Love every song on this. It's kind of like an EP, but it's like 28 minutes, so it's pretty close to full length kind of length. And I mean, Rain and Blood is a full length, you know, so I mean, I know a lot of albums shorter than this that's considered a full length. There's some keyboards on this, so if that is a no-go for you, then this one's not for you. I really like it. There's also worked in some acoustic guitar, very tastefully put in there, you know, gives it that like kind of medieval atmosphere, and like just that like epic fucking feeling, you know, which they're like going for, and it just really works. This is just on a regular black vinyl, nothing special, but there's plastic in the inner. Iroh Records, they always just go all out. Look at this. This is like 20 fucking bucks to get this. You get a lyric sheet, really nicely done. Guess what you also get? You get a goddamn poster, and you get that with like everything. Blood Feast, Face Fate, I got a poster too, you know. And to top it all off, you also get a postcard with fucking Thunderchild and Destroyer. Oh, fucking cool as fuck, you know, little, I guess like postcard, you know, badass fucking photo. So Destroyer, he's the guitar player, and who's Thunderchild? I forget. Well, he's the drummer. So yeah, but wait, we aren't done yet, because you also get a bonus fucking 7-inch for those $20. You know, name another label that goes like above and beyond with every fucking release for like a cheap price, you know. So this has, you know, the bonus song Mrs. Victoria, and I don't think this song has been released before. There's like an instrumental demo of it back in the day, and this is like, sounds like a demo recording. So this might be from like back in the day as well. I imagine it is. And then there's like a demo version of Lucifer's Hammer, which is already on this one. So pretty fucking cool. Like Mrs. Victoria, that's such a great song too. Really fucking heavy and erratic song. It all sounds like it has like a very thrashy vibe to it, which sounds very like ahead of its time. Doesn't sound anything like some of the other songs they wrote here. So that's like really cool to have this one too. Also because I don't think this has been released before. But here they bring in, on Child of the Damned, they bring in some more speed to it. And it sounds very similar to some songs off of Court and Yak. But only here, the production is just way better. Drums are much more punchy, the guitars is more upfront, more aggressive, you know. And I mean, the vocals are just so much better. Like he almost sounds a little bit similar. His voice just has way more fucking range and sings with so much more power. That's like really the vocals on here are fan-fucking-tastic. Lucifer's Hammer is such a great song to end the album off. Like that majestic fucking riff at the end when he just sings "Save us from ourselves" over and over again, you know. Save us from ourselves, you know, fucking and it just keeps on ascending, and dude, it's so good. Dude, I've absolutely fucking loved this one. It has very quickly become, you know, one of my fucking favorite heavy metal albums. So yeah, Warlord, deliver us. Get this one instead of Court and Yak. I'm just saying, this is way better. And the very last one we're going to show here.
This is the brutal shit, brah.
Intestine Baalism with the Energumenus, or Energumenus. I don't know how to say it, but yeah. So this is the band's EP/demo. Actually, it says on here it's like a demo from 1994, but on Metal Archives it's listed as an EP from 1995. I don't fucking know. Yeah, so believe it or not, I had actually not heard this one before I recently bought it. I completely forgot that this thing existed until one day I was like organizing my my LPs, like for my death metal album playlist on YouTube, like order them by release date. So I went to Metal Archives to check the release dates. I was like, oh yeah, this EP. Wait, I totally forgot this because I remember seeing the CDs around like on some site like a long time ago, but I didn't pick it up back then because I still don't have a CD player. So I went on Discogs, and you bet this tyrant drooled to see this one for sale. On a fucking 10-inch LP. Kind of strange format. Kind of pricey by itself, and the shipping was a bit expensive, so it actually cost me like 70 euros to take this one home. But you know, all fucking worth it. Biggest Intestine Baalism fan you'll ever fucking meet. So yeah, and I'm just really happy. I knew I was gonna like this. I knew it, you know, because I mean, it's got some tracks that I definitely recognize. Tyrant and Alastor Possesses. So yeah, the first track on this is kind of like an intro. I already expected this. It's like an intro with like some synths and an acoustic guitar. Sounds very fucking 90s, almost like video game-esque from that era. It's kind of a strange intro. And we go straight into Tyrant, which is a bit strange because I feel like, you know, it's such an effective closer on the album. So it's kind of strange that it's the first track here. Kind of like fun to see the progression. It's just the track as it is on the album, just with a more raw recording. There's no triggers on the drums, which is very cool to hear these tracks without drum triggers. And man, it's just got that, like, I love that song, like that, like sinister fucking like creepy lead, like do 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 do, and then the fucking track like descends into that like whole atmospheric like long-winded like passage. Overall, the vocal performance by Seiji is a bit weaker than on the album. He sings with like less oomph here. It's mostly played pretty much the same way as on the album. Maybe some parts are played a little bit slower, some like smaller mistakes, but you know, nothing too bad. It's just mostly the sound and the recording that's different here. And then we get Torso's Conceive, and when I actually got this thing, that track immediately like reminded me of the Energumenus track from the album, because that's how, like, kind of how the Cursed Creations came to be, is like a virgin's severed torso got impregnated. And yeah, it is the Energumenus track, it's just with a different name. So I was a bit disappointed, but not for long though, because, you know, I fucking love that song. Just like those fucking melodic leads and solos, like that whole passage is just so fucking epic. Like all of a sudden, like very abruptly, it just bursts back into fucking just chucking riffs and just fucking nasty as fuck vocals. And it's just like, I remember fucking being like jump scared by that like transition multiple times, like when I first got into the album, because I never expected it to come so suddenly. And then on side B, we get the first original song and only original song, which is Sadism of Hallucinogenic Addiction. Hallucinogenic Addiction. Catchy title, lovely. Bit of a strange track, I must say. The intro riff sounds very, very eerily similar to Symptom of the Universe riff from Black Sabbath. I think it's the exact same, it's just missing one note. But then, like, as the track progresses, they like progress the riff, and then it like kind of becomes its own thing. No, it goes from do 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 to do 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 do. Kind of catchy, you know. Kind of cool. There's also some a cool little melodic passage around the midpoint. It's a bit of a strange song, but it is very catchy on the first listen. But that might be just because it's the only original song on here. But it's definitely the odd one out, and I can see why they didn't choose to re-record this for the album. I still like the song though, but I wouldn't swap it out for any of the songs on Anatomy. It's definitely missing something to reach like that level, but maybe with a rewrite it could have ended up on the album. And then we get the highlight of this fucking EP, Alastor Possesses. This track has always been one of my fucking favorite songs by them. I mean, this version of the song is so great. Here the vocals are actually better. Without the triggers, it just sounds so much more sadistic and cutthroat, you know. Fuck man, it really adds something to the song. I really like this version of the song. Just got those beat down heavy as fuck riffs, man. Can't go wrong with that song. And then we get Epilogue, which is actually, again, synths, but now there's like a piano on it. There's some very 90s, and I guess it fits a little bit because they do have that very somber and melodic element to them, which makes them kind of fit, but at the same time with like the whole mythology concept that they always deal with, it seems a bit out of place in a way to have those like synths on there, you know. Look at that sharp as fuck cover. This is like, I guess, like a promo of the album, and this is like the cover that was on the tape here. Got both, and it's got a little insert here, not with lyrics, but with some fucking different flyers and promos for this EP. So we got all these, like, this is fucking cool. No, I really like this insert. It's got no lyrics to Sadism of Hallucinogenic Addiction. And I tried looking it up on Google and Metal Archives. Nobody seems to have lyrics for this song, so those lyrics might have just gotten lost, and that's why they're not included. Probably because like Takashi, he wrote the lyrics and he is no longer in the band. Or he might just be like some guy they hired to translate the lyrics. I can't remember. The lyrics are no longer there. And it came on this clear vinyl with red, green, and mustard kind of splatter on it. Pretty cool, fits the bill. There's another version of this, which is like this black vinyl, and it has like this silver green splatter. It looks absolutely fucking phenomenal, but this is what was on sale, so I bought this one. But I might pick up that other one. I still have it on the want list if it shows up for like a cheap price, because I really like how it looks. I really like this release, but something I gotta point out, man. What the fuck? There's no fucking plastic in the inner. Man, and this is like a 10-inch. I don't have like a stack of fucking 10-inch plastic inners laying around, so I can't just put one in myself. So yeah, Intestine Baalism, the Energumenus. Great demo, EP, whatever it is. No complaints here, but there's only one original song on it. So if you don't care about, hearing the songs with a more crude and more primitive production, then I mean, there's not much to come here for. But I love it, and I am very happy to have it. So yeah, that's it. Thank you all a lot for watching. I really appreciate it. Had a lot of fun recording this one. Anyway, have a good day and goodbye.